If you're traveling and want to capture the moments that matter, all you need is a phone. And no, you don't need to be a pro or anything like that. All you need is a few simple techniques that anyone can pick up. So in this video, let me show you how you can film yourself like the main character in a movie. Okay, before we start, a couple of things that I want to say first. I am still using an iPhone 13 Pro, which is a 4-year-old phone. The newer phones help sure, but what is more important is the technique. Once you know what you're doing, you can basically pull it off with any camera that you have. The rules still apply. Also, I haven't been to film school or anything like that. I just love making videos, and everything that I'm sharing today is either learned from online or through trial and error. Now, just a quick few settings to get out of the way. First, turn on lock camera and lock white balance so your camera doesn't switch mid-shot and the color doesn't shift. Then go to the composition and have grid and levels turned on. The grid is those lines that just popped up, and I'll explain a bit more later on. Level is the things in the middle to make sure that your shot is straight and not leaning onto one side. And now you're ready to film. The first thing I like to do is always switch to telephoto lens. If your phone doesn't have it, it's usually the 2x zoom. The way it compresses the image is just more flattering than your standard wide angle. So that is my go-to unless I'm doing a talking head or there is not enough space for it. But if you got the room, make sure to put the camera further away so you can get that compression in. Next, you want to make sure your exposure is locked. Your phone is smart, so it just auto-adjusts it to make sure that the image is not too bright or too dark. That is exactly what makes the image less cinematic. You see the brightness shift mid-shot, which sort of takes you out of that moment. On iPhone, all you do is to just press and hold onto it, and it will lock the exposure. So those are just quick things to set you up. But the next one is the most important part of filming yourself, and that's compositions. But what even is composition? Basically, is how everything is arranged within the frame. It guides the viewer's eyes to what they should actually be noticing. Is why a shot of you and just a backdrop can look so much better than having a million other people within the shot. There are a lot of different compositions out there, but today I'm going to share some of my favorite ones and the easiest ones to execute. Rule of thirds. This is probably the most common one out there. Do you still remember the grid that we turned on? This is where it comes in handy. Think of it as a guide. Line your subject on any of these 4 points that intersects on the grid. This way, the frame feels more balanced than having yourself right in the center. Negative space. I think this one really depends on where you are, but if it works, it looks super epic. In here, I've placed myself in the bottom third of the grid and left all the empty space up the top so the frame has room to breathe. And naturally, your eyes just go straight to me as I walk through. This composition works really well if you have somewhere that is epic or like a massive landscape, and it's best to shoot wide here. Leading lines. This one draws the viewer's eyes to a focal point. In this shot, the pathway is the line and it pulls your attention right to me, standing at the end of it as I walk through. Frame within the frame. Just like the name, you place your subject inside a frame that's already in the shot. It could be a window, doorway, or anything like that. In here, the window creates a frame around me as I walk past it, adds depth, and it just makes the shot more interesting to look at. Those were some of the compositions that I use most often, but there are more than that. One thing I like to do is to film the small little details before I move into the actual action. I think it's easier if I just show you. So I came across this shopping mall which has a massive water fountain waterfall thingy. What I did is to start with a close-up of the water, then cut to the fountain with the shops sitting behind it, and finally a wide shot of me walking in front of the whole thing. Those detail shots aren't fillers, they set the scene. So by the time you see that wide shot of me walking, you already got the context from those subtle hints earlier on. Just make sure those little moments actually drive the story, not just random things just for the sake of it. Next up is static shot. This one is really easy. All you do is to set up a camera with a great composition and you're good to go. The idea is to let the movement inside the frame to do the work. In this shot, you can see I'm not moving much, but it still feels alive because the waterfall is doing all the heavy lifting. Next up, the tracking shot. Instead of locking your camera off, you move your camera to follow your subject. It's great for anything in motion like people, cars, or anything like that. This is probably the most dynamic shot you could get, but here's the problem. When you're the one moving, there's no one else to hold the camera for you. So how do you even film yourself like this? Now, everything I've shown you so far works just on the phone, but if you want to take it to the next level, I'd add this. the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro. With just a click or even a hand gesture, it can lock onto you and just follow wherever you go. The gimbal head can spin a full 360, so it keeps you in frame no matter which way you're going. It's also got the Pro framing grid, which is amazing because now you can actually compose your shot instead of being stuck in the center all the time. And the tripod legs and extendable arm means I can just set it down and use it as a tripod without any extra accessories, which is how I got most of my shots that I've shown earlier. And when you're done, you can fold it up and it's small enough to fit in my 5-liter sling bag. So it's easier to carry it with you while traveling. If you want to check it out, I got a affiliated link in my description. And thank you to Insta360 for sending this over. One more thing before we wrap up is don't be afraid to shoot your shot. I know it can feel daunting, especially when you're filming yourself in like a crowded space, but honestly, no one's gonna care, or they're gonna forget you in like 30 seconds. And chances are you will never see them again your entire life. So just do what you gotta do. Take your time and wait until everyone clears out. Just be patient and take a shot. I can pretty much guarantee you your future self will thank you for that. And that is all for today. I hope the things that I shared today are helpful to you. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a, what's a good emoji? Light bulb emoji if you watched till the end. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again very soon. Peace. If you want to check it out, the affiliated link is in my bio. I mean description. Oh.